Good evening, ham radio operators. Welcome to the Weekend Wind Down Net. This is Ernesto, KI5PZN, using the 224.100 repeater, tone 100.
And this is Mireya, KI5SYX, using the 441.325 repeater, tone 97.4. And we'll be your net controllers for this evening. This net is also linked to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system. If you're listening through the Oak Hill Amateur Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8. You can also reach us via Echolink by connecting to KA5DR or N5O-AKR. For AllStar, use node 40933 or 51444. The Weekend Wind Down is a rag-tunette. We get together on Sunday nights to talk about the weekend. It's likely that most of us look forward to the 2 days out of the week when we can actually spend time doing things we like, relaxing or spending time with others. Did you work on a project, do a little barbecuing, watch a great movie, or were you stuck catching up on chores? Ham-related or not, tell us, was your weekend a blast or a bust?
Please note this is a directed net, so please refer all calls to net control. We will not have any scheduled pauses for emergency traffic, but we will yield the air to any break-in emergency, and we will lend a hand if we can. With that in mind, please leave room between check-ins and transmissions to allow for any emergency traffic.
We're using the University Link repeater system and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system. Big thanks to Kyle, KA5D, and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club for letting us use their systems for this net. Please visit the University Link repeater system's website to learn more. That's ka5d.com. To learn more about the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, including how to become a member, go to n5oak.org. Let's start the Weekend Wind Down Net with this segment called Discord Dish, where we serve up our favorite Discord posts from the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Discord server. Let's get started with the Discord Dish.
All right, yeah. This week on the Discord for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club server, we had a few posts in on Wednesday. That was the 31st. Ray, K5BZI, and Bill, N5SMO, they posted on the general channel a link to a live stream to see the Battleship Texas being moved to Galveston for repairs. Pretty cool. So if you want to check that out, it's a nice thing to check out. Pretty cool. I love seeing those videos. So I thought that was pretty neat. That was on Wednesday on the general channel on the Discord. So if you want to check that out, that's how you look it up. On Wednesday the 31st, that's when that was posted. Also on Wednesday, Rusty, WZ5EBS, posted on the Hamfest channel that the Lone Star Gun Show is happening the same weekend as the Hamfest again. So that's pretty cool if you are into the guns, or at least just looking at them. They have a pretty interesting and big variety usually next door when they have those shows. So if you're into it, it's next door to the Hamfest up here in Belton coming up on October. Yesterday on the Fox Hunt channel, Sky N5LX posted that he deployed his Fox for this weekend. It was for Sunday and Monday. So if you are interested in going fox hunting this weekend, you could do it still tonight and what's left for today and tomorrow, since it's a holiday, in case you're not working and want to get out into the fox hunting mojos. That's happening tonight and tomorrow, and that's the N5LX Fox. He posted a map on the Discord Fox Hunt channel, so you can go and check it out if you want to go out and do that. Thanks, Sky, for doing that. Today, Chris, KV5TX, posted on the satellite communication channel a picture of a QSO card received. He received that from the ham station on the ISS, so that was super cool. I thought it was super cool. So if you want to check it out, that's on the satellite communication channel on the Discord server for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club.
Ernesto, the post about the gun show being adjacent to the Belton Hamfest in October reminded me of my very first Hamfest last year in Belton in October. And it was a very fun experience. I encourage everyone to consider going to Belton this year again. In October, you get to see a lot of groovy, old school equipment, things that you've never seen before, very interesting people, that's for sure. You get to meet a lot of hams from all over Texas and really the U.S. So it was a very positive experience being a pre-ham person by that point. It was interesting to see the community that was about to join in December. And another event that was happening during the Hamfest in October last year was the dog show. We stayed at the hotel very close to the event center, and there was a bunch of dogs in that hotel. And we thought, what is going on? Where are all these dogs? Why are all these dogs around? But it was because the dog show was also happening. So we had a triple whammy event that weekend. Ham Fest, gun show, dog show, and it was our very first dog show. We saw the cuties parading around trying to be the best in show, and it was a very fun weekend. So I don't know if the dog fest or the dog show is also going to be happening in October, but we can look that up, and it is really kind of fun to see that happening as well. So it was a great variety. To wrap up tonight's Discord Dish, we have a post by Rusty, WZ5BBS, this past Wednesday on the social meetup channel on Discord. He posted a very, very important and pressing flyer. The flyer is for the next Fox Pup Crawl. That's happening this coming Saturday, September the 10th, starting at 2 p.m. You gotta go. And how do you find out about it? Go to Discord and look at the flyer on Wednesday the 31st on the social meetup channel. We all have to be there. Let's meet up for the Fox Pup Crawl this Saturday the 10th at 2 p.m. And that's it for this week's Discord Dish.
All right, if you want to join the fun on Discord, all you have to do is go to n5oak.org, and you'll find the Discord button there, and you can join the Discord group, and we'll get you in super quickly. There's a bunch of people that would approve you. All you need is, again, your name, first name, and your call sign, and you can participate and stay updated in everything that's happening, because it's a pretty active club. So that's how you get there. It's n5oak.org, and you go and find the Discord button there, and that's how you join the server. to the station ID. This is the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZM, from the 224.100 repeater, tone 100.
And Mireya, KI5SYX, from the 441.325 repeater, tone 97.4, on Sunday nights at 7:30 via the University Link repeater system and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system.
So, Mireya, this net is called the Weekend Wind Down Net for a reason. How was your weekend?
Ernesto, my weekend has so far been very nice. Yesterday, I spent the entire day, or most of it, with my beautiful nephew. He's 4 years, and we built ramps for his Hot Wheels, and we played with fire engines, and we had chicken nuggets, and of course, Auntie had her adult beverage nearby at all times, and I think that might have made it extra fun for me. But it was actually a wonderful day with my beautiful nephew, so I encourage everyone to make time to spend with loved ones, and in order for you to get through it, you just have to have an adult beverage nearby. So that was my Saturday, and today on Sunday, I went to my school and engaged in a very complicated and difficult task. We built a geodome. So a geodome is basically an old school dome, you know, like the ones that we all climbed on in the playgrounds of our childhood. You know, those metal structures that you climbed and pulled and tugged on and played Ernesto says, burned yourself on the hot metal. But I built one at the school today. It was one that came in many, many, many boxes with many, many, many screws and many connections and many pieces of metal. And so after many hours of construction, we built it. We built a dome. It's sitting at the school now, ready for the action next week by all the 50 and 60 kids that go to the school. So we'll see how we build it. Hopefully we built it very soundly so that the kids won't have any accidents on the geodome that we built. But that was my weekend so far. So I think that it's definitely been a blast, you know, spending time with loved ones, enjoying beverages that you love as well, and that always makes the experience fun. And then accomplishing something that was difficult and that's gonna have an impact on others' experiences. So I think that it was a blast so far. I mean, I have one more day to go. That's tomorrow. We'll see what the future brings. I have no plans, but I'm sure it's going to be a fun day. That was my weekend so far, Ernesto. How was your weekend? Tell us.
All right, I'm glad I didn't have to participate in that dome construction, because that sounds like a nightmare. And that, yeah, it sounds like you should have get some people from IKEA to help you put that together. I'm sure they would have done it in a couple of minutes. My weekend was pretty awesome, I would say. Started the Friday with a Friday night trivia net. That was fun. I brought in some Colombian food, which is pretty big plate, all kinds of stuff. But we had that for dinner on Friday. So Mireya dropped halfway through the net. I finished it. That's how good that food was. That was Friday. Then on Saturday, I went as usual and have my breakfast with the Austin Amateur Radio Club guys on Waterloo. For those of you guys who would like to join that, it's on every Saturday it starts at 8 a.m., but you don't have to get there by 8 a.m. We stay hanging out probably until like 10:30 sometimes. But that's the Waterloo on Burnett, and that is just south of 183. That's where that Waterloo is. It's a pretty cool place to go. You learn a lot, and the guys are super nice. It's a good breakfast. after that, I went to North Austin and had my very first VE experience. The Austin Amateur Radio Club was doing an in-person test, and that was organized by Jim K5KTF from the Austin Amateur Radio Club. So we were there. Two more guys from the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club were Rusty, so he said 5BBS, like me there now, I can't say it, and Philip, and that's AC5G from the Oak Hill, and it was really cool. We got there, helped setting up the room. This is my first time doing that. I knew a couple people that were there already. I didn't know him, but that was pretty cool. He was a really nice guy too. Set up the room, then reset. And then I got to sit in one of the chairs that grades the exam. So that was pretty cool. I was really active in that. We were checking people's IDs and all of the paperwork. And then when everybody sat down and started taking the exams, it was kind of cool to see people, doing their thing. And then we started the grading of the test. That was super fun. And I really like when you get to tell people that they passed the exam, just to see their faces light up. Man, I really like it. I got hooked on that part, just seeing people getting really happy about passing their exam. We got a bunch of people, a handful of people that became technicians, got licensed for the first time. We have people from all walks of life. I saw really young people, older people, couples, you name it. And we had a pretty good group there. I think it was between 17 or 19 people that showed up. And the majority of them were getting their upgrade to general, and a few crazy guys went for their extra. So that was fun. I had a great time. I learned a lot, all of the process and how to do that. I'm going to continue doing some of those because I really liked it. It was a really good thing. It feels good to be helping out. The next one, for those of you that are interested, that will be on November the 5th. In case you are interested, you can shoot me an email if you want to, and I can put you in contact with Jim. But you can shoot me an email, and my email address is my @ Kilo India 5 Papa Zulu November @gmail.com, and I could help you out with that. So that was a lot of fun. That was on Saturday. Great experience. And then today is just chilling, hung out with Enrique, my son, most of the day, and now running this awesome net. I would say my weekend was a blast. It was awesome. I had a really good time. But I'm curious. I wonder how everybody else's weekend went. Let's call for check-ins, but before we do that, let me do a quick ID. This is the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZN, from the 224-100 repeater, tone 100.
And Mireya, KI5SYX, from the 441.325 repeater, tone 97.4, on Sunday nights at 7:30 via the University Link repeater system and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system.
All right, any licensed operator is welcome to check in. We just need your name and call sign.
This is KI5SYX, Mariah, checking in. Ernesto, I have a comment.
All right, Mireya, go ahead.
Ernesto, and everybody that participated this weekend in the testing, I think it's a big deal. people used to drive 45 minutes to an hour to go take the in-person tests, and it's wonderful that the Oak Hill Club is participating with the Austin Club to do this, because there are plenty of people locally that are interested. They may not, want to drive, or they don't want to do it online, and you guys offering it is wonderful. And they don't know that it's a group of people that are so cool, that are giving these tests, that are rooting for everybody. I wonder if those people that were taking the test knew how nice the guys were that were giving the test and scoring them and all that. Obviously taking your time to do it over a weekend, personal time. But I would hope that they know how important it is to volunteer in this hobby/service. So I congratulate you, Ernesto, and everybody in the Oak Hill and Austin Club that volunteered this weekend. Our first in-person tests in COVID times, post-COVID. So as a recent technician, I know how scary it was to take the test, and how excited I was when they gave me the thumbs up. So I think it must have been pretty exciting for you guys to give those thumbs up, because for the recipient, it was really, really important and cool. So great job, everybody, doing the exam this weekend.
All right, well, thank you, Mira. Yeah, that was fun, and like I said, I really enjoyed it, and I hope to continue doing that. Let me do a call here for check-ins. Anybody who wants to check in to the Weekend Wind Down Net, you can do so by calling in with your name and call sign now. This is WZ5BBS Northwest Austin.
This is AI5RXT Sally Oak Hill.
All right. Thank you, Rusty and Sally, for checking in. And let's go and check with Mr. Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm sure you heard me earlier, not being able to say your call sign almost. But how you been, man? How's your weekend?
Man, I got no complaints. It's been a good weekend, minus having to, wake up early on Saturday. But, other than that, life has been really good. I got to agree with pretty much everything you said. The VE testing was super fun. Being able to go and help out, it was kind of started off to a bumpy start, but everything started moving. I was like you. I was lucky. I got the second chair, so all I had to do was look over things. I didn't have to write anything or do any thinking, which is good for me because I only had 2 cups of coffee before we went. So, but yeah, having 3 people, it was really kind of funny. We had several people that caught things. I caught one that the first guy didn't catch. So having 3 sets of eyes on your test is really good. It was really fun seeing Jeffrey there, and I was super glad that we were all able to help him get his general. That was too cool. And I tried to talk to him today on 20 meters, but that didn't work out so well. So yeah, I did that on Saturday, and then Saturday night I went down and picked up a DMR HT from AI5A. So I have spent the day kind of learning DMR and how it works and all that kinds of fun stuff. I've literally just installed the software, so I'm going to come in here and rewrite his config on his radio and start playing with that now that the old DMR repeater is up and happy. So yeah, doing a little DMR this weekend, and man, that's pretty much been my weekend. I've had some buddies come over and hang out, but all in all, man, it's been a good Labor Day weekend. WZ5BBS, back to net control.
All right on, man. And yeah, it looks fun. It was really good, a good experience, the VE deal, and it was was fun also that we got to go out and get to eat. The four of us got Philip and Jeffrey and Rusty and yours truly. So that was fun. I'm glad that you guys were the one in charge of cooking that barbecue, because I would have burned it. I'm like the worst when it comes to those things, but I'm good at eating it. So that was pretty cool having you guys there. Are you planning on doing any fox hunting between tonight and tomorrow by any chance? Back to you.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of funny for the Korean barbecue where we went and had lunch for a bunch of people that didn't want to be in charge of cooking. Everybody sure had opinions on what needed to be where. I thought that was hilarious. No, I'm in for the night. I am hanging out and nerding out with YouTube and DMR and a bunch of Chinese instruction manuals. So I'm in for the night, man. I'm out on fox hunting this weekend because I'm getting ready for the fox crawl next weekend, which I think is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Rusty, this is Mireya. I am so excited about that fox pub crawl. Man, yes, you made it happen. You're doing it. Ernesto told me today, or when did you tell me? I don't know. Recently. And I said, what? It's happening? Oh, man, we've got to blow this up. Everybody's got to go. It's going to be so much fun. So tell us, is it going to be all over town, or is it going to be in a general area? I know that it's going to be mid-Saturday, starting at 2 o'clock, so I'm assuming that it's going to be fairly close. If we start drinking at the first stop, I'm assuming that the other ones are not going to be too far. So what does this look like? Is this the first one you ever do? Do you have any preliminary ideas about how it's going to go, just so that we can know what to expect?
All very good questions, and yes, this is the first ever fox crawl, at least that I've done, so there's that. Yes, it's going to be in North Austin. All the bars are, they're relatively close. I don't want to be driving all across town. It's going to be up in North Austin. So for those of you down south, we'll have a map at the beginning. I'm going to throw a map out. I'll probably throw that out on Thursday or Friday, just so everybody can kind of see what it is. But yes, it will be in the North Austin. There will be a map provided. I've got 5 bars that we're going to hit. It's from 2 to 7. All but one of the bars has food, so we can kind of munch along the way, because drinking and driving is not a good match. So I want to make sure that everybody has fun, and but yeah, it's going to be a bunch of fun hanging out. And all you have to do, you got to find the fox once. Once you find us, then you're in for the drive. So you don't have to find us 5 different times. You just got to find us once, and then you're in the group. I've got some really cool prizes to give away for the first 10 people that make it to the fox crawl. So we got all kinds of fun stuff with that, and I'm looking forward to it. And then afterwards, probably do a little dinner action if anybody and everybody wants to. So yeah, North Austin, 5 bars next Saturday, 2 to 7. If you're not doing anything, come to the first ever N5OAK Fox Crawl.
Beautiful. That is what I was looking for. Thanks for that clarification. I would think that it would be very difficult to be finding 5 foxes. Now that you said it was 5 different pubs, so that makes sense. Great outlook on that, or great decision making. So let's see. So I'm assuming that the fox is going to be crawling from pub 1 through pub 5 as the first and second and third are found. So is that the expectation, that whoever doesn't find 1 or 2 should go to 3? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, so the Fox is going to be on the whole time, and if you can't, depending on where you find us is where you will. At the top of every hour, we're going to move to a different bar. So you're going to have about an hour at every bar to find us. Hopefully you can find us at the first bar so you can make it to all of them. But yeah, at the top of every hour, we will be moving to a different location with Fox turned on. And so, you can play all day long, and wherever you find us is where you find us, and once you find us, you're in, and then you'll just motor on with us once we move. So 2 o'clock it starts, every hour on the hour, the Fox is going to be on the move, and then at 7 o'clock we will be done.
Fabulous. That sounds so fun. I hope a lot of the club members participate. That sounds just like a wonderful way to spend a Saturday with friends. Great job, Rusty.
Rusty. Again, After Radio's here. We still need to get together because I need Mireya to learn how to download the questions for the trivia net, because I would like for you to be on the other side playing with everybody else while we run the net and you have no idea what the questions are.
Hey man, whenever you want. I'm totally ready to be playing some trivia instead of being the trivia. So by all means, man, hit me up online or on the text message, man. We'll figure out something.
All right, man. We'll ping you to get that going on, because that will be fun. Thanks again for checking into the net, man. I appreciate it as always. Fun talking to you. You have a kick-ass week, and we will talk to you soon. That was Rusty, OZ5 BBS. Let me do a quick idea here real quick before we go to Sally. You're listening to the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZN, from the 224.100 repeater, tone 100.
And Mireya, KI5SYX, from the 441.325 repeater, tone 97.4. On Sunday nights at 7:30 via the University Link repeater system and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system.
All right, well, let's go now and check with Sally, KI5RXT. Sally, what's going on? How's your weekend treating you?
Hey, Ernesto and Mireya. It's good. I was just sitting here looking at the radar, and it looks like we've got some storms coming, because I was going to tell you this whole weekend I had my fingers crossed for rain, and I didn't get one drop like everybody else did. So I am watching the radar now like a TV show. That's how exciting my life is right now. But no, the weekend was good. It was another ranch weekend. If you didn't know, I live on family property here in Southwest Austin, and it's pretty much my second unpaid job, and so 3 days out of the week when I'm not working, I'm working here. But it's fun. I burned a bunch of brush, and my inner pyro was super happy this weekend, and I had big fun doing that. And now I tuned in a little late to the net here, but I did hear that you were a VE at testing. Is that correct, Ernesto?
Yes, that's correct. We did the first in-person session with the Austin Amateur Radio Club this weekend, and Rusty was there too, and Philip, AC5G, was also from the Oak Hill there. It was really cool. Back to you.
Okay, roger that. Yeah, I knew that in-person testing has kind of been on a hiatus for some time. When last spring I went up to Marble Falls to upgrade, and that was the only place that I could find that had an in-person testing was up in Marble Falls. And in fact, while I was up there, and I told them that I was a member of the Oak Hill Radio Club. They had nothing but nice things to say, and they wanted to know specifically who the female operator was who ran a Thursday night net, and they asked if that was me, and I said, absolutely not, I'm not that cool. And I said it was Maria, and they just went on and on about how good she was. So I never told you that, Maria, but you've got a fan club up in Marble Falls. Back to you.
Wait. Sally, are you telling me that some people were actually saying how good I was during your test? I'm sure that was probably like the first or second time that I ran the net. When was this that you were hearing this information? When did you take your test, your upgrade test in Marble Falls?
I do not lie. It was in April sometime, and it was one of the fellows that was a VE, and we just got to talking. And, you don't hear a lot of female operators out there, so of course he just naturally asked if it was me, which I thought was really funny. I would never be so brave. And it had to be you because you had just run a Thursday night net the previous week. And, no, he was dead serious. He was like, she's really good on the radio. So, yeah, I'm just giving you props. I never told you that because I actually forgot about it, but I thought that was pretty funny. So, yeah. You got fans up in Marble Falls. AI5RXD, back to you.
Well, that is amazing. Thank you, Sally, for sharing that. It made me smile, that's for sure. I think that might have been maybe one of my first ones. I know my first one was when they said, hey, do you want to help with the net an hour before the net was going to happen? And I was brave enough to do it. I'm sure that I committed many, many mistakes, but it was fun. And I guess I'm a little bit of a natural. I don't know if you know, but when Ernesto started with his, the ham experience here in the last year, I wasn't an operator yet, and I said, you know what, I think that I would do well. I have some experience, and this is what it was. In high school, I was the operator of our daily newscast. So in high school, we had the recording in the morning that had the daily news of our high school, and I was recruited. I did it. I was a little bit of a celebrity in my high school, and I thought, hey, that gives me some experience to be a ham operator, too. So, I don't know. I guess I was a little bit confident, and I did those first runs as an operator when it was needed for our club, and I'm so excited that even early on, I had some fans. Wow, that makes me very happy and excited, and thank you for sharing that experience. Thank you, Sally. So I want to know a little bit more about your brush burning. So when I see that on TV, when they're trying to, control those control burns, they look really scary. How do you control that? Because we haven't had a lot of rain. Everything's really, really dry. I would be petrified about starting a fire where there's a drought going on. So how do you do that? How do you plan that out?
Sure, absolutely good question. You're talking about a prescribed burn, which is typically used to thin out vegetation. We actually do some of those at work, quite a few of those actually. I work on conservation land here in Northwest Austin, but at my family's ranch, I'm just doing pile burns. So it's in a very contained giant fire pit, and the burn ban has been off since the 25th. I would never burn when the burn ban is on. It's illegal. But I like to pick these overcast days with no wind and very high humidity. So the chance of ignition is diminished, and so the past couple of days have been pretty good for that. And I'm not getting too crazy. I'm not doing these giant piles. You would actually need a permit for a really big one. But I got rid of quite a bit, just some stuff left over from last season's brush clearing, but everything was fine, and the humidity was just so dang high that and there was no wind, so the embers aren't going to catch anything. But I also I've got a 150-gallon or 100-gallon tank of water in the back of my truck in case I need to put anything out. But everything was very safe, and yes, but very good question. Back then.
Wow, that really sounds like an adventure in itself. Burning and making sure that the conditions are right. Going by intuition. I'm sure that you've learned so many lessons after many years of maintaining your family's property and also working on public land. I'm sure it's very much of an intuition. You learn to read the environment and the conditions. Man, that must be so cool. Us city folk would never know when an appropriate burn time would be. So, wow, that sounds very exciting. And again, I know that, we've talked about your property before, but man, I would love to see that. I would love to see where you are and what you're doing, what projects you're doing out there. I'd love to see the antennas that you have set up out there. So, wow, very exciting. I always love to talk with you about your projects out there. It just sounds like something that I would totally be into as well.
Oh, absolutely. As it gets cooler, I always have big, I don't want to say parties because it's almost like I feel like people are working when they come out here, and we're running chainsaws and we're clearing brush. But I never have a hard time finding people for the beer drinking and bonfires. There's always plenty of people who show up to help with that, and I will absolutely extend that offer to you. And Ernesto, when it gets a little bit cooler, it was a little muggy, kind of sweaty this weekend. Wasn't exactly ideal, but that will happen. And yeah, my radio stuff is coming along. My younger brother, AI5A AllStarLink, he's up in Fort Worth. He's going to be down here at the end of October, and he's going to bring his ICOM 7100, which I may or may not buy from him. And we're going to be setting up some new antennas because I really have just stuck my little pinky into the HF world. But I think once he gets down there and helps me get that all set up, I'll have yet another antenna system, and maybe we can all bring some mobile radios out here because it really is a beautiful piece of property, and I think that you would appreciate it. KI5 RXG, back to net.
Thank you, Sally. You are so gracious. I'm like inviting myself to your place. And yes, please sign us up. We would love to go and participate in whatever event you're hosting. We'd love to go work. Yes, we'll go work a little bit as long as we also have fun. And some adult beverages involved would definitely be on my to-do list during your visit as well. And I'm glad to participate in that and host there too. So thank you for your invitation. Yes, sign us up. We're very anxious to go help and check out your place. Back to you.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. I'll just be watching the weather, and I'll pick a good weekend and try to get something together and make that happen for sure. Well, cool. Well, thanks for running the net, y'all. Always appreciate it, and I'll throw it back to you and see if anybody else wants to jump in here before you wind on down. KI5 RXT.
All right, Sally, thanks again for checking in. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and yes, looking forward to meeting you one of these days, hopefully soon. Thanks again. Have an awesome rest of your weekend and a kick-ass week. You're listening to the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZN, from the 224-100 repeater, tone 100.
And Mireya, KI5SYX, from the 441.325 repeater, tone 97.4. every Sunday night at 7:30 via the University Link repeater system and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system.
All right, well, Sally just checked in, and you can do that too. All you need to do is call in with your name and call sign now.
This is Kilo Alpha 5 Delta Mobile.
N5LX.
Right. Kyle and Sky, Kyle Mobile, KA5D. Kyle, what's going on, man? How's the weekend treating you?
Hey guys, it's been a great weekend. I made some pizza on Friday, and Saturday I was working on this new solar generator trailer that I'll haul back from California, which is a super cool toy. It generates enough solar power to run a small house or a trailer or some welding equipment or whatever you want. So I'm playing with that, and then had burgers and a movie last night, and today got up in the morning, went out and rode the motorcycle out through Cow Creek Road and Nameless Road, and then had band practice in the afternoon, and then now I'm just coming back from Lago Vista. You know, I've got some piece of property over there next to the Balcones National Wildlife Refuge, and watching the sunset out there. Then I realized the storm's coming, man. I could see it, and that's why I'm skedaddling back to Central Austin, the main QTH, as quick as I can right now. So it's been a action-packed weekend. Thanks for asking. Back to you.
All right, man. Yeah, that sounds like a busy weekend. I drive by your house almost every day, so I got to see that trailer, and boy, oh boy, that's a big thing. It's funny, like if you're not used to driving, I guess, by your house, it's kind of hard to see, even though it's so big, because there's so much construction in the entire block that if you're not paying attention, this just looks like something else that something that has to do with some construction. But I saw that, and that's a big trailer, man. Are you planning on parking that thing behind your house and just juicing everything up with the trailer? Back to you.
You know, I'm not sure what to do with it yet. It was just too cool to pass up, and I towed that thing back from Stockton, California, 1,700 miles. So that was a heck of a trip. That was last weekend. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put it at Lago, out in Lago Vista, or if I'm going to rent it out, or if I'm going to sell it, or if I'm going to. I just don't know yet. I just had to have it, and I'll figure out what to do with it soon enough, I suppose.
Oh, right on. Yeah, it's an interesting piece of equipment for sure. I wasn't sure if you were going to run the house and half of your block with that thing, because it's pretty big. But the guys at the Burning Man might have a good use for that, and the local guys here in Austin with the flip side, which is the Austin version of the Burning Man. Man, that would come in handy for the burners. So you might wanna join the tribe of the burners. Just get some funky stuff going on that trailer, and he will be welcome in those two places. Back to you.
Yeah, I thought about that. It would be cool for events. It would be good for off-grid construction, or if you wanted to have backup power for your house, you could put this on a transfer switch just like any old generator, and your backup would be solar. Or maybe going to rent it out, I don't know, to construction crews, or I just don't know yet. All I know is that it was a neat thing that I had the opportunity to acquire, so I had to do it. Things really built well. But yeah, we'll figure out a use for it someday.
for individuals like myself who can't really gauge what that contraption could power, how much could that power? Give us an idea of how long or what type of longevity we could expect, either in a small house or in a trailer, in an event. How long it would power an event? Give us an idea of what that thing would do if you transported it 1,700 miles from California. It must be pretty cool. So what can it do?
Well, I'll give you an example. Your average house is going to run about 25 kilowatts a day, and that's with an air conditioner, right? That's a lot of power to run a house. This thing will put out about 15 a day, and it's got a capacity of 25, right? It can store 25 kilowatts of energy, and it produces, in the batteries, right? And then it produces with the panels 15. So you can store up extra for, nighttime and stuff. So it won't run a big house. If you got a little house and you go easy on the air conditioner, it can run that. Definitely like a fifth wheel trailer or a couple of trailers, it could run those. It puts out a lot of power. If you had a welder or you're on a construction site and had like one of those office trailers, it would run that, with like a window unit, AC, totally it'll run that all day, all night.
That is pretty sweet for free power. Yeah, it makes sense that you would invest in that. Okay, I got it.
Kyle. Yeah, dude. So I was thinking that probably you're probably gonna be called for all type of field days events and all of those things, but. Yeah, dude, we gotta see that thing up close. Just because I'm curious, like a little kid, I need to see it. But I'll stop by one of these days when you're out there. Man, I appreciate you checking into the net. Do you have anything else for us? Back to you.
That's about it. I'm just heading back into town. It's getting pretty dark and windy out here. Storm's brewing up here in Williamson County, and I'm hightailing to get out of it. So more rain's coming, which is always a good thing. All right, thanks for having me, and thanks for running the net. Back to you, KA5D Mobile.
All right, Kyle. Thanks again for checking in. Always a pleasure talking to you, and you have an awesome rest of the weekend and a kick-ass week, and I will be talking to you soon. Thanks again for checking in. Let's go now and check with Sky, N5LX. Sky, what's going on, man? How's the weekend treating you?
Hey, Ernesto. This is N5LX. Pretty good. I had some good food, watched a movie, talked to a couple of old friends. One of the little projects I did is I added my bass preamp to my music workstation. It was a friend of mine designed it, but I built it. It's a tube thing, and it sounds really, really good. I put out a Fox transmitter yesterday, and it looks like I think Paul may have found it already. Let's see, what's his call? KA5FCU. Hey, if one person finds it, then it's worth it to me to put it out. It sounds like he had fun. What else? Oh, I heard Rusty earlier on your net, and sounds like the in-person exams have started up again, which is pretty awesome. Over.
Yes, sir. We started yesterday. Was the first one, and the next one, it's going to be every other month. So the next one is going to be on November the 5th. So if you know anybody who's interested in getting their ham license or upgrading, let them know. They can shoot me an email, and I'll put them in contact with the right people for this, KI5PZN@gmail.com. But yeah, dude, and thanks again for putting your Fox out there this weekend. I did a little bit of driving this morning. I was with my son, and I kind of have a pretty decent idea of where to look. So I think I'm gonna try to take a break tomorrow, or who knows, maybe tonight, and try to stop by and see if I can find this interesting area. But yeah, thanks again for doing that. It's always fun to either host or look for the Fox. I enjoy either one of them. And I'm glad you got to go out and, hang out with your friends and watch movies, man. It's always fun, and since everything that happened with the COVID, it's kind of nice to get back on those things. Do you have any plans for tomorrow? Back to you.
No, I don't really have any plans, so I guess that'll be a challenge. I'll probably sleep late. But anyway, thanks for hosting your net, and man, it sounds like you and Maria are very active in the ham radio, and I'm always trying to recruit new people, but it's a good thing, and I'm glad the testing started again, so thanks again, and I'll have to scratch my head to figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. KI5PZN N5LX.
Hey Sky, it's Mireya. Are you planning on joining the Fox Hunt next Saturday at the pub crawl? I know that you are really into placing the fox, but are you looking for foxes next week with us on Saturday?
Well, for health reasons, I can't drink. I mean, I could participate probably. It kind of depends how I'm feeling. I'm still kind of dealing with some health issues, but if I'm feeling up to it, I'll definitely I'll consider that. That might be kind of fun, just hanging out.
Yeah, totally. You don't have to drink. We would love to meet you and just hang out. I'm sure they have other drinks that you can enjoy. So yeah, if you can make it out, we'd love to meet you.
Well, I appreciate that, Mireya, the invitation. I'll definitely consider it. I mean, it kind of just depends on how I'm feeling, but if I'm up to it, that would be awesome. I'd love to meet you guys.
Right on, Sky. Yeah, I hope you can make it. And for those of you that are listening, we don't have to. I'm not a big drinker, so I'll have like one beer and I just get tired of that. Not my thing. So I just switch to like seltzer water, and that makes me look like I'm drinking. That way people leave me alone. But yeah, I'm more of a seltzer water type of guy. I drink and I just get sleepy, so it just kills the mojo for me. But yeah, man, I hope to see you soon, and thank you again for placing the Fox this weekend and for checking into the Weekend Wind Down Net. I hope the rest of the weekend for you is awesome, and you get to either relax or do something fun tomorrow that it's not working, and that you have an awesome week. We'll talk to you soon. Let me do an ID, because I should do an ID now. This is the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZN, from the 224.100 repeater, tone 100.
And Mireya, KI5SYX, from the 441.325 repeater, tone 97.4. Every Sunday night at 7:30 via the University Link repeater system and the OKL Amateur Radio Club repeater system.
KA5D, Kyle, are you still around by any chance?
Yes, sir. This is KA5D Mobile in Cedar Park. Over.
Hey, Kyle, I was going to ask you, I'm so glad you're still around. I want to know what's going on with the band. I know that you mentioned it maybe a month ago, a little bit more, and I know you might have been getting a few practices in there since then. What is going on with the band? Are you guys getting into it? Is there any opportunity for us to plan to see you guys soon, or are you just going to still mesh with the band members? What's going on with the band?
Hey, Maria. Well, let's see. We're trying to practice every Sunday afternoon. That's more or less working. So Jeff and I we're into it, right? Jeff and I are pretty solid every week. So we're working on a bunch of songs. Our drummer is in Maine. He's coming back tomorrow. He's been gone for 3 weeks, and then he'll be back in. Although he injured himself when he was using a metal wrench and a wedding ring and a positive and negative of a deep cycle battery, and shorted it out and had to go to the emergency room. But hopefully he'll be recovered from that. And then we have a bassist too. The bassist is the only guy who's not a ham radio operator. Everybody else is. The bassist has been showing up about once a month. He's got a wife he's tending to with some health issues, and sometimes has to babysit. He's got 5 kids, so that's the way that goes. But we're all parents, we just make it happen when we can. And Sunday afternoon's the best time. If you wanted to see us, most likely it will be Halloween, 7 p.m. in my front yard. And my address is good on QTH.
Oh, yeah. You know we're going to be there. That is Monday, October the 31st. Is that right? And I'm sure you're going to post your address at some point. But, yes, we will totally be there for your first showing of the band. Is that correct? Monday, October 31st.
Yes, that is correct. It's going to be Monday, October 31st around 7 p.m. And we're going to play. It's probably going to be rain or shine. There's probably going to be a lot of kids there too. But yeah, we're gonna rock out in the front yard on the driveway. So it's sure to be a cacophonic experience, and everybody's welcome.
Ernesto's curious. Is your band name called the Upper Side Band?
We haven't figured out a name yet, but I think the side band needs play on words, needs to happen somewhere. So we will figure it out and let you know.
Thank you, Kyle. Thanks for responding, and thanks for graciously answering my question, because I am very excited, and so I'd love to see your band, and we're going to be there front and center, rain or shine. Have a great night.
All right, we look forward to seeing you there. KA5D, back to net.
Hi, Kyle. Thanks again. Oops, two radios at the same time. All right. Does anybody else would like to check into the Weekend Wind Down net? If you would like to, all you need is your name and call sign.
W5NDS checking in.
All right. We have Rod, W5NDS. Rod, what's going on? How's the weekend treating you, my friend?
Well, it's slowly winding down here, but I wanted to see if anybody else noticed the band opening last night. on the I was listening on the 441.775 frequency, and all of a sudden I started hearing a digital noise, and I heard a repeater ID from KD6 something. I didn't get the call sign written down, so well, once in a while excuse me, this happens once in a while, of course, and I wanted to just mention that. And Ernesto, thanks for calling in on the 10-meter net this afternoon. And I know we all have been waiting for rain. My housemate, Michaela, went down to let's see, San Marcos, and went to a concert down in New Braunfels, and she said it rained very heavily down there last night, but we didn't get any of it here. W5NDS, back to net.
Yeah, Rod, I didn't hear anything on the 775 last night, but every once in a while, yes, every once in a while I hear some, I guess, faraway people hitting the local repeaters, and it's usually not a very clear signal, but every once in a while, yeah, they hit the repeater. There's good propagation. The other thing that I've been hearing, and it's not RF, I guess, but I got to talk. I don't know if you listened to this conversation. This is probably like about a week ago. I heard two guys calling from Puerto Rico, but they were calling via Echolink, and they were coming into this one, to the AI5D system. So there was another operator talking to them, Tim, and I forgot his call sign. He was talking to them in Spanish for a while, and then once they kind of, they were done talking, I jumped in and talked to them for a little while too. I kept asking to see if people wanted to jump in and join the conversation, hoping that you would be around, but I think you were busy that day. So that was an interesting one. It wasn't RF, but it's still interesting because it's coming here through my radio. So that was exciting. But yeah, Ron, I don't know what's going on with the rain. I know it's coming, and I was watching let me let this reset for a second before it times out. I was watching the radar last night, and the clouds were coming in, and they're just going around us. So there's something around here. It's probably that big trailer that Kyle brought from California, shushing those clouds away. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. And I mean, we're getting some, but obviously there's something happening in this area. Back to you, Rod.
Oh, I guess not much to add here. Yeah, Roger. And I heard digital noise on the 775 frequency last night. Sounded like a woodpecker, of course. And but it wasn't coming from the tree in back of my house, HI. So 73's to you and 88's to Mireya. And yeah, sir, I missed the guys, the Puerto Rican guys coming in on Echolink. The W5NDS back to net.
All right, Rod, and thanks again for checking into the net. And yeah, let's hope that those guys calling again and you're around so you get to do your Spanish too. That's kind of fun. But thanks again for calling the net. I hope you have a good rest of the weekend and a good week. And I'm sure we'll talk soon. This week, aside from this one, I'm going to be running the Thursday night net. So I think I will hear you there hopefully. But thanks again for checking in. I am going to do one more round here of check-ins before we need to wrap this up. If you would like to check into the Weekend Wind Down net, you can do so by calling in now with your name and call sign. All right. Nothing heard. Looks like it's time to wrap up the net. But before we do that, let me read you a list of local nets so that you can stay radioactive throughout the week. Forgot about this last week. All right, on Monday, we have the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club 6-meter Monday, hosted by Rick, AI5A. That's on the 50.125 megahertz frequency upper sideband at 8 p.m. On Tuesday, the Oak Hill Southside Simplex, hosted by Ray, K5BZI. That's on the 146.555 megahertz frequency at FM at 8 p.m. Also at 8 p.m., the DMR Soundcheck Net, hosted by George, W5JDX, and Tommy, N5ZNO. That's on the 441.300 megahertz repeater. That's the DMR machine at 8 p.m. On Wednesday, the UT Amateur Radio Club Wednesday Net, hosted by Matthew, KN4LRA. That's on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system at 8 p.m. On Thursday at 7:30, the Oak Hill CW Net, hosted by Pat, W5WTH. That's on the 3.532 megahertz frequency at 7:30 p.m. and all levels are welcome. You don't have to be an expert to join that net, CW Net. On Thursday also, the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net, hosted by a different operator this week. This week I'll be running this net. And that's on the N5OAK repeater system and the University Link repeater system at 8 p.m. On Friday, we have the one and only Oak Hill Friday Night Trivia Net, hosted by Rusty WZ5BBS. On the N5OAK repeater system and the University Link repeater system at 9 p.m. On Saturday, the Austin Amateur Radio Club Elmer's Net, hosted by Jeff, N5MNW, and that's on the 146.940 megahertz repeater at 7 p.m. At 9 p.m. on Saturdays, the 220 megahertz Guys Original Preservation Net, hosted by Steve, KB9DSQ. That's on the 224.100 megahertz repeater at 9 p.m. On Sundays, the Austin Amateur Radio Club 10-meter Net, hosted by Rod W5NDS. That's on the 28.410 megahertz frequency. That's upper sideband at 3 p.m. At 7 p.m. on Sundays, the Travis County Aries Weekly Net. That's on the 147.360 megahertz repeater at 7 p.m. At 7:30 p.m. this one, the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by me, Ernesto, KI5PZN, and Mireya, KI5SYX, on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system at 7:30. At 9 p.m. coming up, the Austin Amateur Radio Club Swap Net, hosted by Jeff, N5MNW, and that's on the 146.940 940 megahertz repeater at 9 p.m. That's starting in 15 minutes.
Thank you for joining us tonight on the Weekend Wind Down Net. We hope that even if your weekend was a bust, and definitely if it was a blast, that we all keep the momentum, focus on the positive, and here's to a great start to your week.
We'd like to thank Kyle, KFID, and the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club for letting us use their repeater system. Please visit the University Link Repeater System's website to learn more. That's KA5D.com. To learn more about the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, including how to become a member, please visit m5oak.org. I'm Ernesto, KI5PZN. I'm using the 224.100 repeater.
And this is Mireya, KI5SYX, using the 441.25 repeater. And from our QTH in East Austin, 73. And thanks again for participating and listening tonight. This system is now returned to regular amateur use.